Last episode, our new signings gave the team a much needed confidence boost, and now with the season coming to an end this episode, can we finish on a high note? Hey, what's going on? Respect the Jeff here with the final episode of Season 2 of this Schalke career. It's a huge one as we wrap up everything here. To be perfectly honest, with relegation hopefully looking out of the picture for us, we can focus on building for the future and hopefully making a serious promotion push next season. We're sitting in 9th place right now, top half, and plenty of action to come later in this episode as we wrap the season up and also take an early start to the transfer market here and look to reinforce the team going into next season. So, with that said, let's take a little look at the Youth Academy and who we have developing here. Obviously, Michael Madden, far and away our best player here. 64 overall already, still in the academy. We're going to let him grow here until he wants to be called up to the first team. Definite player for the future at 20 years of age. Sky's the limit for that young fellow. A lot of other good talent that I don't know will necessarily be promoting right now, but people to keep an eye on for sure. In the meantime, our captain Fatih Chandan wants to start this next game. He's been kind of in and out of the squad recently with some other players looking to take that spot. But in the meantime, if you guys want to consider subscribing to the channel, it helps me out a ton and you can stay up to date with the latest. With that said, let's get straight to it. So with our season looking more or less secure right now, youth is given the chance. I started 4 of our youngsters in this one. Sane on the wing, Campanile, the young right back who we have not seen too much of this season, Aliyu at center back, as well as a few others on the bench and ready to come off of it. Luca Campanile absolutely made the most of this opportunity. Had a fantastic game. You can see him there putting in a deadly cross. No one got the better of him on defense. It was an absolutely fantastic performance. You can see him winning the ball back again here. And you got to say, if he keeps this up, he's in serious contention for fighting for a starting spot here. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Kind of late in the season here, building towards next. I'm looking for some players to step up and show me what they've got here. Unfortunately, Çalhanoğlu back into the side there, given a really harsh call as he looks what more or less looked to be a good tackle there, given a red card and given away a penalty for that one. I think it's a bit harsh, and unfortunately for us, Çalhanoğlu just cannot catch a break. He was one of our better players last season, but with Philip Oakes really playing left back most of the season this time around, he just has not been able to find his way back into the side. Off the post, and we get away with that one here. Despite being a man down, we at least avoid conceding a goal this early in the match. Scoreline still level, everything's still to play for, but we got a big uphill battle to climb now with one man less than the opposition for the entirety of this game, and let's see if we can make something happen about it. Unfortunately, the goal is conceded there, given away poorly, trying to play out from the back, and it's just not going to happen with that kind of sloppy passing, is it? Campanile, though, still showing what he's got, driving forward from right back, and he sets up the pass. Bozdogan picking out Koman. Lovely stuff, and once again, our new signing gets the job done. He's cutting inside, he's making things happen, and he's just been a lovely acquisition for the team so far. I could not ask for more, and he's just showing a level of quality above everyone else in the team, let alone league, really. He's grown to a 78 overall already, and at that kind of rating, you're looking at one of the best players in the entirety of the German second division here. So 91 minutes gone, probably a little lucky to salvage anything from that game, if I'm being honest. We were a goal man down, rather, and pulled a goal out of nothing, really, courtesy of Florinel Koman. So we'll take the point, we look forward to the future, and now we move on. Next game up, we take on Nuremberg in an away matchup, and we continue to roll out with the youth players here. It's Igel Brook who starts up top. He's been another one who's kind of in and out of the squad this season, although unlike Chandan, he's young and I'm trying to grow him, so plenty of time left for him to prove himself and show what he's got. Again, the side looking a little panicky with so much youth in it. Central midfielder Merjan gets the start in this one, gives away a free kick. It is narrowly seen out off the post. Definitely getting away with one here, and looking a little risky at the back, although we do eventually get away with it here. And again, Luca Campanile showing what he's got going forwards, driving forwards with the ball from that right back spot. Farfan now picks out Fabian, and this team looking for an end-to-end goal here. What can we make happen? It's Fabian cutting inside, and it's just wide of the post. He hasn't necessarily been scoring tons of goals recently, but he's still one of our most crucial players, Marco Fabian. Obviously, he was leading the team, really our only attacking threat for much of this season, and he's still the creative force behind our offense here. 91 minutes gone, not the most entertaining match. And again, at the tail end of the season here, we're just looking for something that'll work for us next season, so we'll take a look at what we can do. Alright, well, we're not scoring goals, or not scoring enough goals at least, so I'm going to try something else. Coman's been so deadly, I don't see why he can't start up top. And looking to fit Bozdogan back into the squad, let's try him at left wing. He's such a promising player, I don't want him to rot away on the bench and eventually ask for a transfer away. So we'll see what we can do here. Sane gets another shot on the wing. Let's see if he can't capitalize on it. Alright, here we go, back into action again with only a handful of games remaining this season. It's up to some of these youngsters to show me what they've got going into next season if they want to be part of our plans. Among them is Sidi Sane, who, we have given so many chances to over the last 2 seasons. I don't think he's scored or assisted all season long, despite, at least 20 plus appearances. We can check on that later, but it just hasn't made the most of it yet. I'm continuing to give him shots here at the end of the season, but if he doesn't step up to the challenge, he might be looking at a move away, either on a loan or a transfer. I'd hate to see him leave completely, but you can see here, he is just giving the ball away. Touch is not tight enough. I don't know if it's a confidence issue or what, but we gotta do something to help this player out, or at least get a better player into the squad that can make some sort of difference in the meantime. Campanile, though, covering for him and does really well at right back once again. Honestly, if he's going to continue to play this well, he's going to continue to start, so Luca Campanile, still one to watch out for at right back. In the meantime, offense struggling just a little bit. Florinel Coman, our only real threat, but he is a big threat, that's for sure. He keeps cutting inside, taking on his man, and although nothing has come off yet in this match, he definitely looks to be a top talent regardless. Looking for a little clever link-up play here, Marco Fabian picks out Bozdogan, who continues to run outside. Theo Jaggi charging all the way down the pitch, and he lines it up. There you have it. Florinel Coman eventually gets his goal. It's been a long time coming. So many chances for him this game, and he eventually capitalizes. Well, if you give him that many chances, he's eventually going to score one, that's for sure. One of the biggest threats, not only in the side, but in the entire division, and he proves that game after game. So a close 1-0 victory. Coman who makes the difference once again. Not a bad team performance. Some talking points here. Campanile impresses again at right back. So let's take those and move on. Alright, well, straight back into action, and we continue to tinker with our side here. Bozdogan is going to start on the left wing again. He looked pretty solid there, and I think we're going to continue with this front line. Really, Coman starts up top again. This time, though, out on the wing, it will be Farfan back in the lineup after Sidi Sane again fails to impress, given the start in that last match. We're looking for some decent results here. Campanile starting off the game hot again, wins the ball back. I genuinely don't think he's been beaten a single time in these last 2 or 3 games he started. He's been honestly unreal playing out of that right back spot. But our defense coming under fire here against the best team in the league, taking on first-placed Hamburg, who have already secured promotion. Maybe that'll go a little bit in our favor if they've let their eyes off the prize here, but definitely the toughest side in the division, and it's a huge test for us to see what we can do against a top team. Honestly, we've barely touched the ball at this point in the game. It's been about 20 minutes in, but check this out. Jefferson Farfan, little dink over the top, and it's Coman running onto it. A goal out of absolutely nothing. Lovely finish to finish that move off. And, hey, it might not be the prettiest effort you've ever seen in terms of build-up play, but we'll take what we can get. It's a nice change of pace to have a quick striker up top who can finish those kind of chances. And honestly, Fatih Chandan, if Coman keeps playing like this, our captain might be out of the side. We've got our striker sorted at this point, and I'm not going to mess with the kind of results he's been giving us up top, goal after goal, but given away there. Oh man, Himmelman is called into action. Huge mistake at the back again. We've seen a couple of those in the last couple of games, but we continue to fall under pressure here as Hamburg, despite our goal, has controlled the entire game. Dudziak especially pulling strings here, and it is just wide of the post here. One of our transfer targets there, Bakary Jata, going wide of the post. And in the second half, it just keeps up. The bombardment keeps coming forwards, and we're just hanging on for dear life here. Justinho, some great footwork, several times beating his man in the box. Dudziak, again, effort blocked. We just can't seem to come away with the ball, and it keeps coming in our direction, throwing bodies behind the ball. Eventually, we clear it, and it is all hands on deck here as we eventually see the game out. 90 hard-fought minutes played. We cling on desperately to that one goal, but we get the job done in the end. 3 huge points against the toughest side in the entire entire division. And honestly, guys, that is what we can do on our day here. We've got the players to do it. We'll see next season if we can keep it up for a whole season, but I think we're capable of beating anyone. It's just a matter of finding that consistency. All right, well, with that win, we are up into 8th place, up in the top half of the table here still, and I think at this point we are 100% clear of the relegation zone. So with that said, it's time to give youth even more of a chance. Çalhanoğlu, again, given the chance at left back to show what he's got. He's too promising of a player to just leave on the bench without giving every fair shot to him to show what he's got. We also start Dan Rose, the young goalkeeper, in goal to give him a little run here at the end of the season. Let's get to it. All right, 3 games left in the season, and it is 3 matches to let us evaluate the squad and see where we need to improve next season, who's going to be part of our plans, who might leave, and I think we're starting to get a sense for that. Unfortunately for us, the kind of lineup we've been playing means we might have to make some tough decisions. Candan not playing, we'll see what the experienced striker wants to do next season, but Koman is running the show, and if we have a player of this caliber, we're not just going to give up on him and play people just for experience or some kind of feel-good factor. Unfortunately, though, defense is still a little suspect. We concede early in the match here, and now we are desperately looking to get ourselves back on level terms, and it comes via Florinel Koman again, never in doubt. And he links up well again with Marco Fabian, the two of them forming an understanding, and I feel like they're probably our 2 best players this season. Koman hasn't been around quite as long, but obviously he's made an enormous impact in the time that he has been here. Marco Hooger, another one who maybe has fallen under the radar, or flown under the radar rather a little bit, winning the ball back here, charges up the pitch despite not being the quickest, finds a bit of space, and he picks out Koman, who finishes again. Absolutely unreal. We have a real talent on our hands, and we got to make sure that we can build a team around it. It would be absolutely heartbreaking if we weren't able to build on this success, and he eventually wanted to leave for a bigger club. Another chance here falls to the feet of Koman, but unfortunately for us, it's a mistake from the striker here. Should have been a second goal for sure, but it's off the outside of the post. So 2-1 with 10 minutes remaining. All we had to do was hang on, but unfortunately another mistake playing out from the back leads to us conceding a second goal. 2-2, and unfortunately that was the final chance of the game. Something has to be done about this. I mean, I know we have been kind of switching up our backline. I think we'll be a little more consistent with our preferred starters in there next season, but it is another unfortunate slip up there that sees us drop 2 points. Another draw here. Not that it matters too much all said and done here at the end of the season, but we move on. All right, with 2 games left, it's time to see if we can't carry a little bit of good form into next season and grind out some good results here. I mean, honestly, the team's been playing okay. I know we've been doing a lot of chopping and changing of players. It might not be the most accurate representation of where our squad will stand next season, but look at that. Another huge mistake by the defense. This time it's our center backs, Theo Jaggi, taking out Hawkins in a mistime challenge. And you gotta say, it's just a little shambolic these days, isn't it? Hopefully this does not continue into next season because we will need to pick it up. But a couple of rapid-fire saves here from the goalkeeper, Robin Himmelman. Honestly saves our game a little bit. We could have easily conceded all 3 of those, and we eventually get ourselves back into the game here. Florinel Koman sets up our other new signing, Andrić, charging out of midfield. Maybe not the biggest goal scorer, but he gets on the score sheet this time, and it's our star man up top once again, this time grabbing an assist rather than a goal, but he is the center of everything we have going forwards, it seems like. Lovely overhead volley there, eventually is called offside, so we get away with another one. I gotta say, we feel a little fortunate this game to get away with any kind of points that we can manage to grab here. Theo Jaggi charging forwards. How has that not crossed the line? I just don't know how we haven't scored some of these chances. And on the flip side, to the opposition as well. Igel Brook puts one off the post, and Andrić with the follow-up save by the goalie again. I mean, fair play to both teams. It's eventually a draw, probably deserved between all of the missed chances between both of us. So we look forward to the next game of the season, the last game of the season, and we move on. All right, here we go. One last chance for the players to show what they've got here. Promotion and relegation far and away off the line at this point. So all we have to do is focus on our performance. Dan Rose is given another start at goalkeeper. I want to start prepping him for the future. Obviously, Himmelman is still our number 1 going into next season, but Rose has such high potential on him. A player who was recently called up to the under-21 team for the Euros, so congrats to him. A real nice guy. He's the one who helped me set up his real face in-game. So if you guys want to go show him some love on Instagram at at Dan Rose GK. Please do so. He deserves all of the support he gets. Coman with another chance, goes wide of the post here, and he just continues to look a threat even if he's not scoring. He is our number one man going forwards. And I mean, all credit to Luca Campanile with that cross as well. Absolutely fantastic young talent who's really growing into this side. Some high pressure here from Schalke, catches out the opposition. Guess who's there to pounce at the end of the move too? Cool as you like. Florinel Coman, take a bow. What an impact he's had on the team this season. And we look to be on our way to a good result here on the final day. Like I said, hopefully this form can carry into next season. Unfortunately, some recording problems there cut that next goal short, but Coman was in the end of another cross to make it 2. What a way to cap off his first season here in the blue of Schalke. He only signed in January, but I think he's pretty clearly at this point our top goal scorer for the season. He's made a huge impact. I just at a loss for words to say here. Dan Rose with a fantastic save, the new young goalkeeper, really proving himself here. And like I've been saying, he's one to grow into the role, so big things to come from him in the next couple of seasons. Coman here with another chance, takes his man on, my God, to complete the hat trick. What an unbelievable goal. This guy is something else. You literally cannot ask for anything better out of your striker than to do that. Take on 2 or 3 men, create a goal out of nothing, and he is just absolute class. Lovely footwork, even better finish. No goalkeeper in the world is going to save an effort like that. So with things locked up, it's time to throw the youth back on here. Igel Brook gets a shot. Sidi Sane gets a shot too. Maybe his last of the season. And honestly, if he can't show us something here, it might already be too late for him. But he's just not giving enough to really be part of this team. So he might be looking at a loan next season or a move away from the club. We will see. But we're giving him every fair chance here coming towards the tail end of the season. Merjan, the young central midfielder, also on here to make some sort of impact out of the center of the pitch. But it is Florinel Coman again on the ball, driving forwards, and he picks out Brook, who finishes. Well, on the flip side of all of these young players, Igel Brook continues to be a force to be reckoned with. I know he's maybe not a guaranteed starter at this point, definitely more of an impact sub, but he's scored a fair few amount of goals, and at that young age, at this level, that is really something to be reckoned with. I mean, he has all the potential in the world. We just need to make sure that we develop it well. He's wearing the number 9 here for the team, and he's wearing it proudly. Really, really good second season here. And although at some point we're probably going to have to figure how he and Coman can play together, we'll cross that bridge when the time comes. For now, Igel Brook will relish his role as a super sub here for a team like Schalke. And Brook now picking the ball up once again, looking dangerous, cutting forwards, and he finds Coman. Little understanding maybe between these two forming. Coman twisting and turning, and he's still going. Unreal, and he's still going. The striker, oh, it's blocked by the defense in the end. Not a bad effort at all. He's looking for a fourth, and he is hungry for goals. What an unbelievable player here. It looks to be the end of the game, and it looks to finish 4-0. There you have it. Whistle blows. What a season from Schalke. Not only did we survive relegation, we kind of climbed up the table here at the end. A real renaissance with this team. The introduction of Florinel Coman completely revitalized the squad and had a really vital time of the season. So we take that, and we move on. All right, there you have it. Coman deservedly grabs May Player of the Month award. Man, he just scored so many goals, especially once we threw him up top as striker. I think he seems to have found a home up there. But with every player's success comes the flip side of that. And unfortunately, Fatih Chandan, the captain for most of the season, has been the one to make way for our new signing. I mean, you hate to see it, but I mean, at the other side of things, Coman's been so good, it's just undeniable, and you have to give the spot to the player who's scoring that many goals. So we'll see what happens next season or in the next window. Chandan, if he doesn't get minutes, may be looking for a move away, but he's been such a consistent player. I don't want to do that necessarily. But we'll see. I mean, we ended up finishing in 7th. Not bad at all. You can see a couple of the teams going down here, but we were well clear of relegation by the end of the season, which honestly surprised me. I thought we'd be fighting a little harder. Now, up in the Bundesliga, Bayern, as usual, ran away with the title. But down at the bottom, Bochum and Augsburg coming back down. Dusseldorf, possibly, depending on how those playoff relegation or promotion playoffs go, but time will tell. In the meantime, let's take a quick check-in with the squad. I won't go into too much detail. If you guys want to check out all of the detailed stats, go to respectthejeff.com. If you click on the Schalke tab, you can see all the players for Season 2, all of their stats, how the season finished off, do a little bit of recon yourself on the team and drop comments there. I'll call out a couple quick highlights in this video, but we won't spend too much time on it. Jefferson Farfan, one who kind of flies under the radar here, made the most appearances this season, and at 37 years of age, that is not bad at all. 6 goals, 5 assists, not too bad. Not going to lead the team with those kind of numbers, but definitely a big contributor. Hugo Hawkins, again, with the departure of Chaw, was a real star center back for us and kept our back line together. But I gotta say, I think player of the season, despite only being here since January, has to be Florinel Coman. 12 goals in 14 games, 3 assists on top of that. Just an absolute class player. Right behind him in terms of goals is Igel Brook, chipping in with 7. Like I was saying, more of an impact sub, so I think these numbers don't even really do him justice. A lot of those were only like 5-minute cameos. And also Marco Fabian, I think he's got to be in the running up there for player of the season as well. Made far more appearances, he's been around for longer. Chipped in with 10 assists, 6 goals, not too shabby either, and definitely one of our better players going forwards here. Fatih Chandan, a mixed bag. I mean, he did chip in with 7 goals, 5 assists. He was crucial in the opening stages of this season, but I mean, as we move forwards, I just don't see him leading the line as well as some of these other players, so we'll have to make some tough decisions. Sidi Sane, another one who was hugely disappointing. We gave him 24 chances here. Several of those, I mean, probably half were starts, and he just never could capitalize. We do have other youngsters, though, who are really impressing. Arbner Aliyu, a huge force in the center of defense this season, on and off. Obviously, Campanile made a huge impact at the end and will be making a real push for the starting spot next season. Some of the other players who didn't really hit the ground running, though, Çalhanoğlu has just not bounced back from injury here. So we're going to try to sell him off if we can get some money for him. He'll be itching for a move. I mean, he's a player with a bright future ahead of him, but Philip Oakes is our starting left back. And if Çalhanoğlu is not happy to ride the bench, we'll cash in for him. So 4.4 million, not too bad at all. And we're going to fill some of these gaps with our youth players. We're looking back at the team here. A couple players are looking for a way out. Aaron Ozat, the central midfielder, wants a promotion, as well as Juan Cabrera, who, I mean, he's been with us for a while. We'll see. Probably neither of those players will play much next season. Maybe they'll go out on loan. We'll keep the rest of these players in there. Obviously, Maiden is one to watch out for the future. And with that said, I mean, I think this is how we'll line up. We'll probably go into the market and look for a few reinforcements, but Bozdogan definitely has made a little bit of an impression out on the left-hand side. Coman up top, Farfan on the wing. I think this back four is pretty much what we want. Maybe Campanile instead. Like I said, I think he can make a push for that right back spot. Himmelman obviously going to be our starting goalkeeper for the next season or so. And now the question is, how can we build on this without really ruining the progress of some of the youth players coming through? I don't want to hit the market, just completely ruin our chances of developing some of these talents, but at the same time, we need to get back to the Bundesliga, and we need to do it sooner rather than later. So, I mean, taking stock of what we have available right now, a couple players out on loan, but the one who really caught a lot of eyes this season is Evan Rotundo. He grew by 7 overall this season, the young American central midfielder, and could really play a role for us next season. And also taking a look at the market, we have a ton of transfer targets that I've sort of acquired over the last season. I don't know which of these are actually realistic or not. It seems like we have our striker sorted, so could probably ignore most of these. But with an eye on next season, this one's going to seem a little unconventional, but hear me out. Gael Sandoval, the Mexican player playing in the Mexican League as well, was able to be convinced to join on a pre-contract thanks to Marco Fabian, our other Mexican international player, who has really obviously made waves in the team this season. So Fabian was able to talk Sandoval into accepting our project here and joining in with Schalke's rise back to the Bundesliga. It's obviously a really exciting prospect for players like this that are looking for a step up to a top division. So although you might not see a lot of Mexican players in these German divisions, we're starting to build a little bit of a core of one here with Fabian obviously enticing this new player to join our project. So he signs on a pre-contract for next season. We dive into the beginning of next season here. Just a look ahead at things, I mean, we will definitely go through preseason this time around and give a chance to some of the youth players and really try to sort the squad out. We obviously have that pre-contract arrival coming in. On the flip side, Çalhanoğlu is out, so we will be in the market for a left back. And this is where the team stands. I mean, we have all these players coming back from loan. Like I mentioned, Rotundo, probably the pick of the bunch there in terms of impact in the first team. And we got some calls to make. I mean, in terms of our front line here, Sandoval could play on the left. He can really do either wing. Bozdogan's another option. Farfan is probably still going to be in the running for a starting spot here, but at 38 now, he's definitely getting up there with age, and we need to start planning for the future. So we got a couple options. Bozdogan and Fabian could switch, and we'll see how things pan out. I think Rotundo is going to make a push for this starting spot here. We'll see. I mean, he's definitely not guaranteed anything yet. We're going to have to see how he fits into the team through preseason. Hooger's still definitely got that on lockdown, but taking a look at him, he is ready for sure for his chance, at least at 78 overall. We'll give him every shot here. Like I mentioned earlier, Sane may be looking for a loan move. We'll see. But like I said earlier, you can go check out respectthejeff.com. Drop comments either there or on this video in terms of what you think we should be looking for in the market next season. When I kick it off for next episode, I'll take a lot of that into consideration, so definitely feel free to let me know your thoughts. In the meantime, if you guys want to consider subscribing to the channel, please do. It helps me out so much, and I'll be back soon with Season 3, but until then, I'm Respect the Jeff, and I'll see you next time.